Hi, everyone. Um, my name is Sunita, for those who don't know me. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says, and they overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And that simply means, for those who may not understand the Bible, that when we talk about what we have gone through, are going through, that it helps us to overcome that situation. And not only that, it helps others to overcome. It helps us to get through. It helps us when we share what we've been through, because the chances are that someone has experienced, if not exactly, something similar to what you're going through or have gone through. And when we share that we are either going through it in the moment or that we have gone through it and overcome it, it gives hope to others. And for those who know me, know that I am quick and willing to share the testimonies of things that I've come through, even sharing testimonies of things that I am going through currently. But I don't think that I have taken too many opportunities to share about the time that I experienced severe depression. And in light of what recently has happened with StephenTwitch boss, I of whom I am so heartbroken for what he experienced alone, or maybe not alone, but just felt alone in it, and for his family who no longer have him. And I know that a lot of people are speaking on this, and it seems like, it's a popular thing to talk about right now because of what just happened with him. But I think that it helps to bring awareness for everyone who deals with bouts of depression or deals with journeys of depression. Sometimes it's not temporary for people. And I know you see my emotion, but it's because it's so real, and it's so painful. And I think that even when I reflect on my journey of dealing with depression, specifically a specific period of time that I had depression, and it was, and I'll share this with you, it was when I had just had my son. To give a little bit of background, a lot of people who know me know that I had pregnancy losses before my son was born in 2013, and then another experience afterwards. And so there was a lot of heartache leading up to the joy of my son's birth. And I believe that it was a very difficult adjustment for me. But also, I know looking back that I was dealing with postpartum depression, which is a depression that most women deal with, a big majority of women deal with after having their babies. Hormones are trying to balance, and there's just a lot going on. And oftentimes we deal with postpartum depression. And so I now know that that's what I was dealing with. But having dealt with depression through postpartum, I can have an understanding of what depression truly does. I woke up every day and I didn't know why I was waking up. I didn't want to be alive. I had this sweet baby. I was telling my husband this morning, the complicated part of postpartum depression specifically, I think maybe even others experience of depression, but the complicated part was that I'm holding this amazing bundle of joy that I had wished for and hoped for and desired for so many years, and I should be happy. I shouldn't be desiring to not be alive. And yet I didn't. I was not happy. And so that was even more painful. Why can't I be joyful? Why can't I be glad that I have what I've hoped for so long? Why am I so sad? And that made it worse. It was overwhelming. Every day I felt overwhelmed with pain. I didn't want to live. I seriously did not want to live. I never acted on taking my life. I never, was thinking about how I could do it, nothing like that. And for those, but it is serious sometimes that some people do have those thoughts. I just didn't want to be alive. I just didn't want the pain. And I wanted it to go away. And I thought, well, the only way it seems that it can go away is if I go away. And it was really hard. It was really, 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 really hard. And I dealt with it for about 2 months. And I would just wake up and I'd hold my baby and I'd just cry. And at first, my family was surrounded with me and they would support me and encourage me and try to just really bring me out of it. But then everybody was gone. My sister left and my mom left and my husband went to work and it was just me and the baby. And I was so scared. I was scared of the pain that I felt. Not scared to be alone, but just scared of the pain that I was feeling and not having the people around me to distract me from the pain. Because it was bad enough when everybody was near me and around me, supporting me, but then when they weren't there, it was swallowing. And I didn't know how to get out of it. I just didn't know how to get out of it. I just kept going. I just kept going. I just kept waking up and doing it over and over again for 2 months, about 2 months. And I think what helped me was to make the decision that I wasn't going to try to nurse my child anymore, because that was part of it. I was having problems nursing him. But I think that started to transition me out of postpartum, but also going to speak to a counselor. I did therapy. My husband and I together went to therapy and we talked about it. We talked about what I was feeling and the pain that I was having. And that helped. So I just really, here I am. My son is 9 years old now. And so it's been 9 years since I had that type of depression. I've definitely dealt with days of just feeling depressed, feeling low since then. And sometimes it's triggered by grief that I've experienced in the past, and grief of, maybe not having another child sometimes, and just things like that. But I wanted to come on and share that because there may be a mom out there who's experiencing postpartum depression right now and is trying to put one foot in front of the other. And I just want to come on and say that you're going to get through it. You will get through it. As overwhelming as the pain may seem right now for you, moms or anyone who is dealing with depression, from the other side of about 2 months straight of depression, 9 years later, I can say you will get through it. There is hope. There is joy waiting for you. And speaking to someone about what you're going through will help you. Therapy will help you. Jesus is the greatest help. And I am here for you, thinking of you and praying for you and willing to speak to you. But I just wanted to come on and say that because, again, the scripture that I believe says that we can overcome when we share with one another what we have gone through or are going through. And so, don't do it alone. And if you are experiencing any suicidal thoughts, reach out, call the number, I believe it's 988. Call the number or reach out to someone. Don't carry it alone, and know that you are loved.